Welcome back to Something Else Today, aka Set Podcast. I am your host, DJ Mahlatsi, and today I'm doing a solo show, so don't be surprised. But we are gonna cover a range of topics, very, very interesting topics that you don't expect people to actually talk too much about. But yeah, and I'm not alone, of course, even though I'm alone on camera, I am with my ghost, AC.
Hello.
No popo today.
Aye, we're changing it up today. You must keep them guessing.
Hey, you must keep them guessing, eh? Yeah, but there's a particular case happening internationally, Mr. Baby Oil, P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, there was even people pouring baby oil outside the court, protesting.
Supporting him. I haven't seen that. I heard people were saying that was happening, but yeah, man, it was. I think a lot of people kind of resonated with the verdict because they found him guilty of
Two
charges and not guilty of
3 other big charges.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah, so. Yeah, man. What do you think before I say how I feel?
I don't know, man. I thought his crimes were terrible for me because of what, also the video that came out of him and Casey and how he treated Casey. And I don't understand how could they not see that, because what he was doing there, because they gave him the charges of prostitution mostly. They didn't give him the racketeering charges, the bigger charges. They just gave him those small charges with maximum of 10 years instead of the ones with the maximum of 20, 15 years or life. So I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I am shocked with people protesting baby oils outside, but I don't think I should be shocked, because we know with the Omotoso case, people were busy saying, "Papa, my papa is out too. Hey, papa is."
Really?
You see, so we shouldn't be shocked, because people do funny things outside the courtroom, especially if they're in support of you and your brand.
Yeah.
So I guess he ditched the what is it, the bullet? He dodged the bullet.
Yeah. Because
R. Kelly couldn't. Is it because he has money?
No, man. I think the prosecution brought the wrong charges to Puff Daddy, and they didn't charge him with domestic violence. Mm-hmm. If they charged him with domestic violence, that was a clear-cut case. We have him on video committing domestic violence.
You know, dragging someone with hair.
Yeah, kicking her and whatever. That was an open and shut case. But I think the statute of limitations was passed on the domestic violence, so they couldn't charge him with that. And also, you can't charge someone with the RICO, and he's the only one who's charged. Because a RICO, you have to prove that it's an organization. Mm. That he formed an organization whose sole purpose is to commit crimes, is to engage in crimes. So they were saying he was using his company, Bad Boy, to acquire these prostitutes and pay them and buy the baby oils from the company card and arrange all the free offs with the company. So that's what they were kind of trying to say with the RICO, but the jury didn't buy it.
Here are his counts. On count 1, racketeering conspiracy, not guilty.
That's
count
RICO.
2.
That's life. If you get found guilty on RICO, 25 to life. Yeah.
Wow. On count 2, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, not guilty.
Sex trafficking, yeah.
Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution. Guilty. Yeah. Count 4, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Oh,
it's 2 different victims.
Yeah, I see now. This guy's actually starting to wonder, what am I reading? Not guilty for that. And the last one that he's guilty of is the same one. Count 5, transportation to engage in prostitution.
Yeah. So it's each charge. Each charge is for Cassie and the other victim. I think it was Jane Doe. So, yeah, a lot of people were saying, how come he's guilty of transporting people to engage in prostitution, but is not guilty of sex trafficking? but those are 2 different crimes.
Maybe the jury had something to do with something. I don't know.
What? No, I think the jury. Because at the end of the trial, the judge sits the jury down and he explains the law to the jury. He says, okay, so sex trafficking is forcing someone to move between state lines and to commit, to engage in sexual acts against their will. So it has to be against their will. But according to the texts that were presented by the defense, Cassie was even setting up some of the freak-offs, she was even contacting some of the prostitutes and arranging everything. So
yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Do
you think she's also going to be charged?
No, she wasn't charged. She got immunity to testify against Diddy. Yeah.
Wow, that's very weird. Yeah. And also with these, very, very weird cases, we also had one case that actually particularly was out, but it died down very quickly, about Tyler Perry, that an actor, Derek Dixon, has hit Tyler Perry with a huge lawsuit filed with claims of harassment and sexual assault.
I saw that. I saw that. And I think the biggest revelation was what a lot of people kind of suspected the whole time, that Tyler Perry was gay.
That's what everyone is saying even here. Yeah. This person commented, all it proves is he's gay.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't prove any crimes.
Yeah, he was basically shellering, Joe. He was...
But how do we know this is from him? I could easily change your name to Tyler Perry and screenshot and send.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take it to court, I think there's some burden of proof there. You have to kind of prove that you really... have this text from this
maybe person. He's just looking for money, or it's just another way of destroying another black successful man's life. I don't know. Because that's what people were saying.
Is not black. The guy who's
yes, he's actually white. I did see that. So wow, these cases. I too many cases here. Too many cases. And it was so sad to see Cassie because she was pregnant and all of that.
Yeah, I think the prosecution was kind of counting on that, because you put a pregnant woman on stand, and she's crying, and the jury is watching.
You see, that's what I'm saying. This jury has a problem. You're saying that women cried in front of them. They're like, "I winner." Hey, there's no such thing you're saying. What is it?
No, you can believe her, but the truth is the truth. She arranged some of the things. She wasn't forced, but she was transported to engage in prostitution, but she wasn't forced into it. That's the law can be cruel.
After dragging her to the hotel room, she's not forced, eh?
Yeah, that's different. That one is different. She says it was during a freak off also, but the text just can't. I think there was one text where she said, "I want to freak off so bad," and she sent it to Diddy, and I think that was the kind of the smoking gun for the defense to say, "I." Pela, now you were kind of with this thing.
So now because it's going a different direction, you're actually acting a very, very different way. Yeah. So I actually get that. But when we talk about pregnancy, let's talk about zebras.
Zebras?
Yes, zebra marks. I can't scratch marks. But you love your zebra when I know. Have you not seen the meme? Nah. That's how love you as a zebra as you are, because you've got the stripes.
No way.
I guess they come from. You don't know the meme.
I didn't know
How
that.
are you a big Twitter person and you don't know this meme?
I'm not on social media like that, to be honest.
But it's my zebra, Tina. It's not my stretch marks. Do you think, actually, speak from your gender's perspective, do you think that your gender likes zebra stripes?
That's tough. I think I actually think there are some people who actually prefer them. Some people would have an affinity to them, and there's some people who just can't stand them. And it's it's just something.
That laughter.
I don't want to offend.
The team was saying some people don't like. I'm like, you guys don't like them. You've been lying to us all our lives. No, don't worry. I like scratch marks. Find someone writing it on their Hinge profile. Be like, I love a woman with some scratch marks and cellulite, and you're like, hey, I only have one of those.
People say that. You
don't swipe you don't swipe right anymore because you're like, I only meet half of the criteria. Cellulite, I don't have it. You're like, Uza. Or you find someone going like, I like thick people. I'm like, oh. And then they like your profile. I'm like, hey, dude.
I'm not thick. It's just an accusation.
I'm like, what do you mean? That time you're going to gym 4 times a week and somebody is liking you and their profile is like, I like someone thick. And then you start showing your friends pictures. How do I look?
But the definition of thick is different.
What is the... But I don't fall under any definition of thickness. Only my face, but the rest are... And my heart is thick.
Yeah. But I think thick can mean different things. Thick can be, a plus-size woman. Mm-hmm. But thick can be a woman who's blessed in the gluteus maximus. You know what I mean?
It's the English. That's why people are borrowing your English. I see. You can pronounce. I know the words. I can spell words when someone tells me. But if I have to pronounce them,
Yeah.
There's at one of the episodes we were covering Nandipa's case, and I wanted to say probably, and I said, and when I watched it, I was like, can't they mute me every time I say something wrong? Can it go like as if I'm swearing or something? Because I was like, and I was like,
Say exacerbated.
Continue with scratch marks. Let's continue with the scratch marks. Is it stretch marks? It's stretch marks, yes. When I get a scratch marks.
But I mean, there's a whole bio oil. Isn't bio oil's whole thing is it gets rid of stretch marks?
I just figured they're in a place where they're hidden. So I never treated them. So I can't attest to whether bio oil works or not.
How do you feel? Do you feel self-conscious about stretch marks?
No, because they're not in the place where I don't want them to be. They're not on my stomach.
Yeah.
They were once on my hands and they just disappeared out of whatever reason.
So if they were on your hands, you'd want to get rid of them?
I would be a bit conscious. I wouldn't, because they were like 2-3 lines. It looked very weird, but I wouldn't. I'm not like that. Yeah. I'm just more conscious on a very clear skin. I don't want to have pimples. You know how people get pimples here? Some of them get in the back. That is where you'll see that I can invest in skincare products.
Pimples on the back?
Like pimples on the back. Yeah, people would have pimples on the back. There's people who get pimples on the back.
What?
Yes, they just get a few pimples on the back and it leaves scratches and stuff.
Oh.
I'm very conscious
of
such.
I thought pimples were like exclusive to the face.
No, even here on your chest, you can get them. I used to have them in my teenage ages and then they went away. No marks left. Because people think because we have clear skin, we don't struggle with skin problems. We do.
Hey, you're speaking for the clear skin community.
We do, guys. And sometimes I know when we say we drink water, we are lying. We are not lying. We are not lying. We drink water, we exercise, we use sunlight.
How much water are you drinking?
I mean, 2 liters a day, 3 liters at best. Most days, yeah, I drink water.
Are you like one of those people with like those giant...
No, I just know with my small bottle, I have to drink it like 3-4 times and then I'm done. So normally I get very thirsty in the evening. So between 6 and... probably around 1 o'clock before I sleep, I'm very thirsty. I'm drinking water, like whatever. But most of the day, you'll not find me drinking. I don't know why that is, but it's because one of the reasons why I believe I have clear skin. It's not the clearest, but it's clear enough. But one of the reasons I believe that is because of my gut health. I have trained my body to, I won't say reject food, but to go to the bathroom at the same time every day without fail.
Really?
And it's been like this for years.
Same time every day?
Same time every day. In the morning, between 6 and 9, my stomach is loose. Every day. So sometimes I get lucky. It happens at 6 in the evening again. So it's twice a day. That's days where I get lucky. And like,
so when you go to the office, you're like the first person in there.
No,
when everyone comes in, they find you inside. They're like, "Hey, it's my Tlati here," or she's still in the bathroom.
I do my things before I actually take a shower and everything, and I go to the office. Tina Singena, hybrid working models and other working models. We don't just go and arrive at the office at 8 o'clock. I go home first. So I don't have to be on time like that, When you work at Home Affairs, where it's an agency for you to be there, it makes sense. You need to be there at 8. I deal with colors. The world will not end because colors are not put in an app or someone got the color wrong. I'm not a nurse or anything. So, along those lines. So, I actually do that. Green tea also helps regulate your stomach, in terms of going to the bathroom regularly. But I always tell people, find something, right? Find something that will, how do I put it? Something that your stomach does not like. Something that when you eat it, which is healthy, makes your stomach runny. And try eat it once a day and see if your stomach will not be runny the same time every day. And see, it will get into pattern. Because I've been like this for years. Like my stomach in the morning without fail. And sometimes on a rare occasion, it will be twice a day or at night. But I can't pass a day without. It's a problem if I pass a day without, because now I know something's wrong. That's when I start drinking my green tea.
You know what lemon. That is for me? It's beer.
Beer.
The next morning, every time with no fail.
I said a healthier option, guys. I said a healthier option. You can't be drinking beer every 2 days. Do you mean a teaspoon? If you mean a teaspoon,
a teaspoon of beer.
Where you like every morning, just
2 cans nyana before bed. Tomorrow you'll be regular. You know what I'm saying?
You'll be regular for tomorrow only.
Yeah.
For tomorrow
and
only.
Then tomorrow you do it again.
You see now.
Before you go to bed.
You're gonna be an alcoholic. I did not suggest this. I did not suggest this to anybody. So it's those kind of situations, with the stomach, which actually really helps. And while we're talking about gut health, let's talk about becoming a Sdudla guy. He is finally done with his becoming a Sdudla journey. It's the end of July. He said he'll be done at the end of July.
Please
we are so
happy.
Explain this. We are so happy for him to be done.
Who's uninitiated? What is this become a Sdudla thing?
Mutushu. Mutushu.
Yeah.
This guy decided that he has been a fitness coach. I've been following him for years. He's been coaching people. He's been reviewing snacks online. This is a high calorie snack, low calorie snack. This is a good option. Alternative snacks for a healthier caloric deficit lifestyle, I've been following him for a while. This is how I found out that granola has lots of sugars and all of that. I found out through him. A lot of things I found out through him.
Oh, so you were following him before?
Yes, I've been following him for a while,
Yeah.
And Jiki Mutu out of the blue, day one of becoming a Sdudla. Okay. Now he was a day mamang. He said then he became a Sdudla. When you see the video pinned and the video he posted of becoming a Sdudla, he's a Sdudla now.
What was he doing?
He wants to do it in a space of 90 days.
He became a Sdudla in 90 days?
Yes, eating whatever he wants to eat.
Oh, he was eating junk food?
Yes, whatever. And he says he's going to lose the weight from August until the end of the year.
Oh, that is creative, man. That is creative.
What if you don't lose it? Now we are looking. You see now?
But
you caught people's attention wrongly.
But then this proves that his methods work, right? If he can end up losing all that weight, it means... How big did he get? Did he get like...
It's not that big. He has mkawa. The six-pack is gone. The boobs are now...
he's got boobs
going
now.
towards gravity.
I like that. So then he's gonna show what he's gonna do to lose
the weight, which we can't wait to all see it. Because what if the weight is stubborn and it doesn't want to go?
Nah,
what is he gonna do? Or maybe did he record like contingency videos before he started to show us? You see, it's videos from the past while he's trying to figure out how to get rid of the weight.
What if he did the whole challenge and finished it and realized, I can't lose the weight, and only then did he start posting that I'm becoming a Sdudla? He kept it.
No. When he started day one, he was the way he was, 6-pack, biceps, triceps, whatever. Yeah. He was fine. He looked good.
I like it. I'm gonna subscribe. You need to hook me up. I want to check it out.
He's on TikTok. I think it's PT online something. But I'll send you, because I was sending a colleague of mine and he was like, "What? What is the person doing? I want to see this."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you all want to see someone becoming a Sdudla. Now if I become a Sdudla, I know I'm gone.
You're stuck there.
My body will not come back, regardless of how many years I spend in the gym, just trying to lose 10 kilograms. Just trying to lose 10 kg. I had to spend 2 years in gym. So imagine if I gain the 10 kilograms in 3 months.
I think people mistake losing weight for... If you can go to the gym as much as you want, but if you don't change your diet... You won't lose a single
sometimes it's also
gram.
not the diet thing, it's the genetics, right? And also people don't understand calorie deficit, right?
Yeah.
So you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose, because you could be eating healthy and I could be eating junk, but I'm eating less calories in comparison to you. So, for example, other salads have like 700 calories, but 2 slices of pizza would have 300 calories, and you're like, what? So it's a matter of understanding that, because you could eat healthy, because I didn't understand for a very long time. I was eating healthy. You would not find me eating junk. You would not find me eating McDonald's just like that. You would not find me eating anything along the lines. I would always be eating healthy, ordering healthy takeout, but not calculating the calories and not fasting, because you need to fast. Intermittent fasting is very important. When I started fasting and gymming, continuing to gym, that's when I lost. That's when the scale even tipped. And it kept going down and down, and I couldn't even believe it. Because when I was gymming, I was just on the same weight the whole year. Nothing. Yeah. My feet would look nice and fit, but I'm trying to squeeze into something.
Yeah, it's not working.
I'm not squeezing. Why am I expanding? So it would not make sense. So but one of my main reasons why I wanted to lose weight was because of the whole double chin situation that always bothers me on camera, because camera adds 10 pounds, guys. So whatever I lost, it adds it to me, and you guys see me bigger. There's a time I actually lost, I think, around the same that weight. It's 5 kg, right? And I came on camera and I looked the same, and I was like, This is just not it. So I have to lose 10 kgs in order for the camera to know that I lost 10 kg. If I
you must lose 20 in order for you to lose 10
when
on
I
the
lose
camera.
20 now, if I lose 20 kg, I'm literally equivalent to what? Almost the biggest millimil. Literally.
Oh, 12.5.
12.5 is a bit. No, I'm not saying that. The biggest millimil is 50 kg.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So if I lose that much, I would tip under 50
Isn't
kg.
that fine? Isn't that regular weight for women? Oh, no, it's 60, right?
Yes, it's 60 which is where I'm around at. I'm still 1 kilogram to go. And I don't know because I ate so many scones today.
Oh, no.
I think they're going to just add. I was told to stop eating sugar, but that is just always a bad idea.
You can't avoid sugar in today's world.
Especially because it can get to you, because you can just Uber eat stuff.
Or check us 60-60 stuff.
Check us 60-60 stuff. Check us 60. If you ever gave me a sponsorship, I would be proud because I literally have your bags all over the house.
Yeah.
Literally, I have the Checker 60 bags. I remember when I was moving out, I had so many Checker 60 bags and we didn't even know what to do with them. It was so weird. And my mom was like, that's why that's why I would never see my son-in-law because when there's a time I even ordered them over here and I was like, Dad, could you just get the doors, groceries? And then he didn't hear me. He's like, oh, delivery for my lads.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't even know what's in the bag and you're like,
yeah.
Because it's like he wants to check in and count 1, 2, okay, the potatoes are here. And I don't even do that. I just pack, and as soon as I pack, then that's when I realize something's missing. Yeah. But they're very, very convenient in terms of when something's missing from your grocery list, they actually replace the money. But sometimes I don't.
Or you can just report it in the app and they'll bring it.
No, they don't bring it. That's where my problem is.
Oh, they give you store credit.
Yes, and then now last time they forgot my chicken breast, and I was cooking it for the team, and they bought 1 packet and left 1 packet. And I was like, I don't want a refund. I want my chicken breast. People are coming tomorrow. Yeah. They need that chicken breast. What are you saying? Oh,
and also that store credit doesn't work because now you have to pay a second delivery fee.
You see, no, if you're not subscribed, I subscribed to it for like 100 rand a month.
Hey, you're a premium member.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a premium version, but that's the standard subscription. You pay 99 rand and it's free delivery for any deliveries for 350 above. So if I order like 6 times and delivery is like 35 rand, so I save up on a little bit there.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, so they actually have it. And while we were talking about
wink, wink,
delivery,
checkers, sponsor.
We need checkers sponsors. Checkers, La Rutla because I'm a Checker 60 fan. We could be like doing a Checker 60 ad where they deliver snacks for the team. That would be really, really nice.
During the episode. Come on. We already have the ad in mind.
You see, we already have the ideas. We know how to. We have Hauser to shoot it for us. Yeah. All you just have to do is just
send the email.
It's at podcast19@gmail.com. But while we're talking about Uber deliveries and stuff, let's talk about e-hailing services.
Oh, yeah.
The problem and solution in our country. It's a problem because there have been safety concerns for both the driver and the passengers. Yeah. And it's a solution because it gets you from point A to point B conveniently, comfortably, and all of that. Yeah.
And I feel like there are 2 very differing standards, né? With Should I just add it? I'm just going to say it. Uber and Bolt, they are 2 different services, guys.
True. People must know that.
Right?
Bolt is the dangerous one.
Yeah. Oh, you said it.
Cut it out, Hauser. Please cut the dangerous one.
But
I don't want to be sued, but it's true. How many people have said it's dangerous?
Let's just put it this way. Bolt has more incidents than Uber does.
Or maybe Bolt has more publicized incidents than Uber does.
But why would that be the case?
I get it because maybe social media doesn't respond the same way, or maybe because Uber is actually better at handling this before it actually goes out of hand than Bolt. That's why maybe you find out that you don't hear about most of the incidents. I'm just saying it's a conversation I'm putting forward.
I think Bolt's security checks are not as stringent as Uber ones because on Bolt I know for a fact when your car's license disc expires, they don't even take your car offline. But on Uber, the day it expires, it's offline. On Bolt, your license could expire. You could have renewed your license twice, but if you haven't updated it, your profile is still fine. You know what I mean? So
that is so horrible.
Yeah, so that just opens up this rabbit hole opportunists who can just find someone's profile, log in, and just do some
really shady stuff.
Yeah, some really shady
because
stuff.
sometimes you find that the driver does not match their profile, which
You
is
see
one
what
of
I
the
mean?
sometimes you just go in, you don't even look at the driver.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things that people must actually know, that you must verify the person who's actually going to be driving you to from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Because when you don't verify who they are, jiggy, they take a U-turn and they do whatever, they take a left turn out of the blue, and you didn't even recognize who was with you, those kind of things. Although Uber has introduced the way to actually share your ride with someone, where you can share the route of how you're taking, and people can monitor you.
I think Bolt does that as well.
I don't think it's effective, because if they're kidnapping you still,
They'll
I can
just
throw your phone outside.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's effective enough. Who is
Yeah.
it tracking? Because if it's tracking me and this person knows about the feature, because they work for Uber, they're doing Uber, so they know the feature is there. They just take your phone and throw it outside.
Yeah, or
and now
just
we
put it
see
in airplane mode. Yeah, exactly.
We're in trouble. And with the e-hailing services, they also clash with the taxi industry.
Yeah, but now I feel like it's better now, isn't it?
They've come to terms.
Well, not really. They're not like at peace, ne? But it's better than... You remember before, Uber drivers were getting shot, bruh, and their cars were getting burnt, especially at the airport or like at the... it was like horrible until... Actually, I don't know what happened, but I think they just...
Made peace with each other.
Yeah, they just...
Because what I know, even with the taxi ranks, is that you can only do drop-offs. You can't pick up anyone at a taxi rank, which is weird and unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because what if maybe you're at MTN taxi rank and they're saying the taxis you're looking for, you find them at Brie, and you can't find the taxi that's going to Brie because everyone it's packed, it's busy, it's making you run out of time, you are in a rush. Now you must call an Uber. The Uber can't go there. It's not safe.
Yeah. And the meter taxi guys too are not very fond of the thing. So I suppose from there
meter taxis have always been more expensive.
They're super expensive, man. Meter taxis are super expensive, and they will force you to take meter taxis instead of the Uber. But now you're paying more, and you're in a little bit more danger than if you're in an Uber.
Why are you in a little bit more danger?
Because there's no record of you taking that meter taxi. No one.
Oh, so and you don't even know who the person is. It's actually
far
worse.
You can't match the driver to any
with
profile.
anybody.
Yeah, you don't check the number plate. Nothing. You know what I mean? So it's a little more dangerous, but.
So yeah, because you see ladies coming up on social media, complaining about how there was a lady who was missing, but she was found a few weeks ago, where she said apparently her friend was talking to her. She got into an Uber, and the guy said to cancel the ride and come into the car and sit in the front and whatever.
To pay cash.
Yes, and then she was found actually unharmed, but she sent a very, very disturbing message that, it's not happening. That she feels she's in danger because this driver is acting creepy. Because sometimes, even because of all these stories,
she was fine?
She was found fine. She's fine.
So nothing happened. The driver didn't do anything
really happened. I'm not sure about the story, but it seems that way.
Oh, that's good news.
That's good news, because every time someone goes missing because of this, we already expect the worst, right?
Yeah.
And after a 24-hour window, 48-hour window of someone being missing, their chances of them being found alive are very, very slim, or being found at all. Yeah. Especially because now there's human trafficking rings actually around Gauteng. Boksburg has been named as one of the places. Benoni has been named. Forsberg has been named. Those kind of places have been named as hotspots for kidnappings and all of that. And it's because it's places where people actually shop at mostly, because it's the shopping centers that they're actually targeting. For some reason, they're targeting women so that they can traffic them. And I thought I always thought human trafficking was big in other countries, just not really here.
Hey, it seems like it's everywhere, man. Like humans get trafficked everywhere. And I don't know if there's a way to kind of stop it, because it's in such different ways that you can't organize a police force to say, guys, you must go watch every mall and do, it's like it could happen anywhere. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, so I don't know what we're gonna do about this, because yesterday I had to catch an Uber, right? I was coming from the hair place because my brother took my car. And I was kind of very, very... I was not stressed, but I was like, it's a short trip. Let me not worry. The car was clean. I actually checked. I was very vigilant. The car was clean. The number plate matched. The driver matched the profile.
Yeah.
And then when I got in, he's like, "Oh, I also live here." I was like, "Oh."
He also lives at the hair place.
Yes, he also he also lives here.
Oh, where you live?
That's what. Yes,
okay.
the way I live.
Yeah.
Yes, we can't tell people where I live.
Yeah.
On camera. Yeah. So yeah, he also lives here. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, I'm like, all these scandals coming out are making us judge people, involuntarily. So yeah, it's actually so.
So did you feel safe on the ride?
I mean, I'm always a vigilant person. I'm one person, even when I'm walking around the place, I'm always looking around.
Do you have like pepper spray in your bag?
I don't even have those things. I don't know who it's happening. Like when I walk, I don't know who it's happening.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know who it's happening, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, it becomes a huge problem. So yeah. But anyways, if you hold a pepper spray and you spray it the wrong direction, I wanna know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're in a panic.
You need to go for pepper spray training.
What makes you think that having a pepper spray is actually going to protect you from anything? Or having a taser. If you tase the person wrong and they die, now you've committed a crime.
But if it's self-defense, if it's self-defense, then you're allowed. It's good. It's legal, and I mean, having pepper spray is better than not having pepper spray or not having anything at all.
Well, if it's your day, I think it's your day.
Ish.
You fight with your hands, eh? They kill them with pepper spray. They kill them with...
That is true.
With whatever the situation is. So it becomes another situation. So either way, pepper spray, no pepper spray... Yeah. If you are not safe, because that person can overpower you. Imagine that person can literally overpower you. A person can overpower you like nobody's business, so it doesn't matter. Yeah,
especially for women, which is why I feel like I feel safer requesting from a woman if I'm gonna travel with her than But then that just defeats the purpose, because sometimes I want to request for her to come where I am without me having to go fetch her, and I don't know, man. I think. But I feel like Uber especially, they've done as much as they can do. At the end of the day, humans are going to be humans, and humans are horrible. They wanna do, you know what I mean? So there's only so much that they can do to try and curb the pandemic that humans are.
Yeah, so it's very unfortunate because Uber is such a beautiful solution for me. Yeah. Imagine being able, when you're drunk at night, just request, get home safely. Yeah. Those kind of things, when you're sick, when you're not feeling well or strong enough to drive to the doctor, request. But now they're saying they're not even allowed to drop off people at the hospitals.
What? Really?
Yes, Uber is apparently not allowed to drop you at the hospitals. Why not? I don't know. What if you die in their car on the way?
Oh, according to so it's an Uber policy.
It's an Uber policy. Some drivers do it because but they're not supposed to be dropping you at the hospital. Or, I think picking you up there as well. I think it's one of the laws.
I think they probably say you shouldn't pick someone who's very sick up, right? That's an ambulance's job. You should, as
but now with South African service delivery, you want to wait for the ambulance.
But you can't now put an Uber driver's thing. Now
if you're not
now
on
the
medical
person is
aid,
out in the
if you're on medical aid, yes. If they don't arrive in time, you write a note and say, "Mama, I call an ambulance. They didn't arrive on time. Sue them." Then you die in peace. You can sue them. But government ambulance. Yeah. Sometimes you find an ambulance with us on traffic. I'm like, Aibo, why are you here? I'm like,
it's stuck
make a plan. Now make a plan. Why are you there? While you are there stuck in traffic, people are dying. I'm like, because you have such an urgent job. You're supposed to always be. I'm sure I was convinced, like the way we see on the movies, they eat on the go, they do whatever.
I think you saw an ambulance that was chilling. That didn't have a.
I was like, no.
But ambulances, they do, man. When they put the sirens on, I see a lot of people. To their credit,
we
they move
for
out
them.
The
Hence, I'm like, why are you stuck with us on traffic? Hence, now I would actually ask. I would write that note explicitly, if I'm dying and I'm waiting for an ambulance and it's been more than an hour waiting and I can't drive, I've called everybody, maybe some people are not answering, I would leave an explicit note or a video saying, I'm dying and I requested an ambulance and it didn't come, so that everyone can know the medical aid I had did not send the ambulance on time, so that the legal firms who are looking for clients and money can approach my mom and say, we can help you get $1 million out of this. At least I'm dying, leaving them a million legacy. But they'll have money. Because there's no way.
But imagine the stories an ambulance driver would have to tell. We need to get one on the show. Like, the stories.
Sure, one day they'll be like, hey, there's a time I had to pull a piece of steel out of someone's ass. I don't want to hear stuff. I don't want to hear this. I actually do know someone who works in a forensic pathology, not in ambulance, but in forensics. And I'm very, very scared of their work because they see horrors all the time.
Oh, so that's like
the people that come after the dead bodies.
They do autopsies and stuff.
No, they come to the scene. And I think they also do autopsies,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I will break.
Oh, that's a horrifying job.
Mara, that's a job that will never run out.
So
if you're looking for a career that is sustainable, I would consider forensic pathology. It will not.
Yeah. People are going to die.
People are going to die anyway. Unless if they're planning to make us half human, half robot or something, because Elon is very creative with things. Maybe you'll start having a way that you don't die anymore, where we have a steel heart and you have a what brain, and the only way you can die is if they cut you into pieces and smash you and recycle you. Maybe he'll come up with a solution around the lies, because there's no way.
Yeah.
I ngeke son.
Oh yeah, no.
Hi guys, happy Sunday. Are you from church? We're shooting this on a Sunday. Let's hear people who go to church. What did they say in church? Tell us this Sunday.
Not this Sunday. This Sunday I had to take a break. Me and God had an agreement. I gave him 3 weeks and I get to get one week for myself.
Do you guys not question him though? Do you always say it's his will? You see, the reason why I am actually very, very, very conscious about church, right? I believe in God 100%. But there's some things that don't make sense to me 100%.
Yeah.
That don't make sense to me, where I actually wonder, why would God let certain things like this happen?
Oh.
I don't know.
You mean like people dying?
People dying, others getting rich, others getting poorer. But we are all doing the same thing and we're all doing the same prayer. And I'm like, huh?
Do you know what I believe? I believe that this is going to be very controversial. This is going to be very controversial. But and this can apply to you too, or whoever is watching. Yeah? Actually, let me put it like to you. You are the only person that exists in the world. And everyone else exists only when you want to observe them. Like right now, your brother, he's not here. He doesn't exist. You know, like in a game, have you played GTA? Okay, let's say if you're in a game and you walk out of a room and then you see the outside. But while you're inside the room, before you walk out, the outside doesn't exist. It only starts existing when you walk out to observe it. And the room stops existing. So you're the only person that exists. And everything else only exists when you want to observe it. So when I leave here from the shoot and walk out, I stop existing. And whoever comes in starts existing because you told them to come into the house. And that's the reality of life. They told us not to tell you because you're the only person that exists, but we are just in your mind.
Ne? Yeah, my mind is crowded, guys. My mind is empty and taxi rank. The problems are queuing one by one. When you're done with this one, they're like, okay, I'm going to take a break because you're still thinking about it. And the next one comes and I'm going to take a break because you're still thinking about it.
So if you call someone on the phone, only their voice exists. They don't actually exist. Only their voice exists so you can hear it. And when you hang up the phone, that's it. That's done until you call them again.
I don't know how people in psychology are going to take this. I'm actually worried about comments from psychologists, if there's any that's watching the show. But anyway, guys, that brings us to the end of our show. And we will see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please do follow us on social media at Set Podcast 1 on all social media platforms, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, as well as TikTok. So we will see you next time.
Ooh.